project, I will argue that comprehensive sexual education is the most effective form of sexual education because it provides students with honest information that has been proven to produce better results than abstinence-based sexual education does. When I was in high school, I volunteered with a program called My Future, My Choice. This was a comprehensive sexual education program that was taught to middle school students by high school student leaders. After working with this program for a year, I was asked to join their teen advisory board, where I worked with teachers and helped them strengthen their knowledge of the program, helped write future curriculum for upcoming years, and learned the ins and outs of sexual education and the role it plays in the lives of students across the world. Because of this past experience I've had with teaching sex ed, I now have a huge interest in the topic and have decided to research it further for this project. Because of the nature of this topic, my audience consists mostly of the parents of students involved in sex ed and the teachers that are teaching their students sex ed. Sex is a very sensitive subject for a lot of people, so it's no wonder that the way sex is taught to students often becomes confusing and controversial. Since this is a topic that hits so close to home for so many people, I will make sure to amp up the pathos aspect of my paper as it tug at the heartstrings of the readers. Additionally, because this is such a controversial topic, there are a lot of differing opinions and ideas and such that go into it, so I will make sure to use logos and stick to the facts and reasons. Just as an example, I have included a part of my introduction at the bottom of this slide. It reads, Sex ed. It's a topic that has been highly controversial lately. Let me rephrase that. It's a topic that has been highly controversial always. Even when you take away everything you hear in the media, the news of New Zealand schools wanting to teach their students about the pleasure aspect of sex, articles circulating around Facebook about the Dutch teaching comprehensive sexual education, or in their words, sexuality education, to their kindergartners, and resurfaced videos of Barack Obama giving his 2 cents on the whole matter, there would still be controversy. It seems that every school year, mothers around the world get a letter sent home informing them that their child will be entering the sexual education unit of their health class, and then an uproar of controversy ensues. No matter how it's taught, why it's taught, who's being taught by or who it's being taught to, controversy will always surround this topic. When students don't receive proper education, they won't know any better. This statement is true for just about anything, but especially for sex education. Take Crane High School, for example. This Texas school has had a school-wide chlamydia outbreak just this last May. The people from How Stuff Works created a video explaining this whole ordeal. They researched it and quickly found out that Crane High School doesn't officially offer sexual education for their students. Upon further research, they found that many other U.S. schools don't officially offer sexual education, and when they do, the material differs drastically from school district to school district. This is why comprehensive sexual education is the best route. It covers things like healthy sexual decision-making and contraception, but it also teaches the fact that abstinence is the only 100% sure way of not getting pregnant or contracting diseases. It's simple, it teaches everything, and it's the same no matter where you are. This document explains both abstinence-based sexual education and comprehensive sexual education in depth and provides pros and cons for both. This information is very important for readers to have. It's vital for parents and teachers to know specifics about the options that are available to them so that they can make their own educated decision on how their children or students will be taught sex ed. This document does seem to be partial to comprehensive sexual education, however, but that's nothing new. Just about every single article or document you read will be partial to comprehensive sex ed, because the research says it all. This is the most effective way of teaching students about sex. This source is very similar to the last one we talked about. It explains both abstinence-based and comprehensive sexual education and provides pros and cons for both. However, this source goes much more into depth than the last source did. 32 pages in depth, in fact. The most important part of these 32 pages is when the author explains the one main thing that both comprehensive and abstinence-based teach, the fact that abstinence is the only 100% sure way of not getting pregnant. This source is an article whose title might catch you off guard at first. The case for starting sex education in kindergarten is all about how schools across the Netherlands are teaching their students sexual education at ages as young as 4. The author explains how teaching comprehensive sexual education at younger ages helps teach students to have open and honest conversations about love and relationship instead of just sex. With the recent news of the 2 largest school districts in the United States starting up a similar approach to teaching sexual education in elementary school, this article shows readers that this is a very valid and helpful approach.